Start, Ismo. I was first. I wrote that I was first, but messages disappear when we hit the time to start. How are we doing, folks? Are we all okay? Hey, we got the thumbs up already. Thank you, my friend. Oh, different controls on the side. What do they do? Oh, that's different. I don't like different. Different, not good. I don't know what that symbol means. I can't press things I don't understand. Okay. I'm going to have a play around later, aren't I? Let's have a look. Here's chat, live chat to see all messages. Ismo, waiting stream start. Okay, folks, that means that my messages disappeared, the ones that I did earlier. Bugger. I wrote that I was first, Ismo. Hey, amigo. Okay, folks, this is episode 22 of TrampCast. The channel is Delta Mike, that's me, down and out, a tramp, a hobo, a homeless guy, a vagrant, a person of no fixed abode. In Torrevieja. Torrevieja is a town on the southeast coast of Spain, on the Costa Blanca south. That's where I am for my sins. Okay, this isn't a message, this first part here, this isn't a message for you guys that are here now. This is a message for anybody who joins in the next half an hour or in the next hour. Check in the bottom left-hand corner of the playback. You're looking for the word live, you'll see a red dot. If you don't see a red dot, click the word live and it'll bring you forward to us here in the future. Otherwise, you're going to be answering questions and typing things totally out of context. When the stream ends, as it invariably will, YouTube will make it private momentarily, and it'll take me a couple of minutes to go in and to make it public again. At which point, you'll be able to either carry on watching if you haven't finished the stream yet, or you'll be able to go back and watch the beginning if you missed, if you joined halfway through. Tomorrow morning, Monday morning, my time, YouTube should be finished processing and enabling the stream with chat replay so that you can follow along and watch the comments, watch the chat as it happens. Okay, folks. Thank you for the thumbs up. Anybody else who joins, please do hit that thumbs up. Give YouTube the signal that I might be something of interest. I shall try. I shall endeavour to delight you with tales of woe from over this week. It's not been that bad. Hasn't been that bad a week. A little bit mixed. Pluses and minuses as always. Pros and cons. But okay, folks. Now, one thing I will ask all of you who are here. I know people dip in and dip out of this broadcast or show. I'm going to ask you, if you will, to try and give me at least half an hour of your time. The average of the people who watch live is about 20 minutes. That's the extent of your boredom threshold. Try and give me half an hour, folks, and I'll see what I can do for you. If you're watching not live, if you're watching the replay, the video as it gets stored by YouTube, I'm going to try and put chapters in so that you can jump to the useful parts of the broadcast. The first 15-20 minutes we spend a little bit of time just getting to know each other, just chatting and waiting for other people to arrive. But if you're not here live now, if you're watching this on the replay, you might want to just, skip ahead and find a portion that's more relevant, it's more interesting. I understand. I'm a tramp. I'm boring. I'm just killing time trying to trying to build up some YouTube watch hours and get some viewership. Also, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. Makes it easier for you to stay up to date with the happenings of a tramp and his dog. Speaking of which, now here's where I have to get used to these new controls. Things have moved. Here's the button for that, and there's the lady. Tina, go. Hey, say hello to the peoples. Here's my girl. Tina, go. She's not happy because she's on the lead. Oh, that's the wrong button. See, they've moved things, and I do things wrong immediately. That could have been catastrophe. That could have been calamitous. But it wasn't too bad as it happened. Okay, folks, what's next? Give me half an hour. Okay. I took to you about chapters. Next, then, is the little section that we do just to fill a bit of time. This is episode 22, so we do a few random facts about the number 22. You see how that works? Okay. Number 22 is palindromic. It reads the same forwards as backwards. Basically, the two twos can be swapped around, and it's still 22. Palindromic. Wow, we got disconnected already. We're doing well. Somebody let me know that. Give us something in the chat. Give us a quick hello or something in the chat, just to let me know that you're back. Anybody? I know you're there, really. I'm going to carry on regardless. So, Madam, the world's first palindrome, potentially, if you believe in that particular story. Adam and Eve, that would be, yeah? Okay. Catch-22, the novel by Joseph Heller. I read something the other day, or maybe a week or two ago, that 22 wasn't the number they were going to go with originally. It was a late change by the publisher that changed the title. If I remember right, the number they were going to go with was in the 30s. 31 or 34. Check back to one of my previous live streams where I detailed such things. I can't remember. I could be totally misremembering the... Hello, Carol. I could totally be misremembering the alternate number that Catch-22 was going to be released under. Okay, here's a sad one. Buddy Holly, famous musician back in the day, died aged 22. Far too young. What could he have accomplished given a full lifetime? Sad to think. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. It's just a car. It's just a car. Hey. Shush. Steady. Dog. Okay, what else we got, folks? What else have we got for you? The 22nd Amendment in the United States. The 22nd Amendment to the US Constitution. That's the one that limits the length of terms and the number of terms of US presidents. Brought in after one of the guys served his 4th term, if I remember right. Can't remember which one. You Americans will have to fill me in. Answers in the chat. Who was the US president that served a 3rd and 4th term in the 1930s or 40s? That meant that they brought in the 22nd Amendment. Periodic table. We always do a periodic table. There's always a chemistry one. Titanium. The super light metal that's often used in portable electronics nowadays for lightweight, managing the weight of your phones and laptops and so on. What else we got? What else? Okay, 1922. The British Broadcasting Corporation was formed. That institution which we used to be so proud of. Kind of not so much nowadays. Most folks are on a bit of a downer about them. Political pressures and biases, together with excessive demands for money. Basically harassment for payment in the mail. When you get your 200th letter demanding payment for a bill that you don't owe. If you're one of the ones that choose not to have a license. Okay. Oh, November 22nd, 1963. the death of JFK, and the birth of Doctor Who, which is now sadly past in many people's eyes. There we go. The Timeless Child and all that, folks. Rewriting 60 years of history. Doesn't sit well with me. You can't break canon like that on a show that's endured for 60 years. That's just terrible. Anyway, back to number 22. Okay, an Australian scientific paper puts forward the possibility that watching 1 hour of TV will reduce your overall lifespan by 22 minutes. Sedentary lifestyle and sitting and watching too much telly. I don't know what that says about YouTube podcasts or YouTube live streams. I don't know, folks. If you give me a couple of hours, that's 44 minutes off your life, as well as the 2 hours that you lose watching this idiot. Don't know. You tell me. Do you believe the Australian scientists? I don't know. Okay, Tina, go. Tina. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. There's nobody there, I don't think. It's okay. Tina's okay. Daddy's okay. Tina's okay. Daddy's okay. Although there's people pulling up in a car. I hope they're not coming here. Tina, steady. Tina, steady. Steady. I think he's just checking his phone. It's okay, babe. Sorry, folks. Canis Interruptus again, eh? Tina! Enough! Basta! Suficiente! Suficiente! She's Spanish, you know? Sometimes you got to throw out the odd word. Tina, girl! I'm gonna get angry. Tina! Shush. It's just a car. It's just a car. Steady, steady. Where'd he go? Steady, steady. Where'd he go? You reversed out. He has. How strange. Okay, sorry, folks. Dogs and cars. So that's the numbers. That's the number 22. I think we're just about done there. Next, getting to know you. Now, I haven't written anything for this week because last week I wrote down 2 questions and I've skipped this section because we were running a little behind on time already. It was that bad. So here's the 2 questions. I'll give you both questions and I'll give you the answers that I've come up with. Feel free to chime in with your thoughts. What was the last thing that made you cry? And I'm a bit of a sucker for certain films and things. Tina. Now, at the time last week, at the time I was drawing up these questions, I'll give you the second question, like I said I would. If you could listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be? So I'll go back now. So the last thing that made me cry. So last week I had an answer for this based on a film that I'd rewatched a few weeks earlier. And the film was Carve Her Name with Pride, which is the story of a British undercover operative during the Second World War, a member of the Special Operations Executive, which was a part of, I think, MI6 at the time. A lady called Violet Szabo, that was her married name, she was a widow. Her husband had been killed previously in the war, and she went undercover in behind enemy lines in France as a wireless operator, radio operator. And at the time she went, the network she was joining, the network of the resistance, had just been decimated. The Nazis had found a way in and had extracted information from people and decimated the network. So she went in at a really precarious time. And unfortunately, here we go again, look, just telling her story. Those brave people. She lost her life, and the film ends kind of with her tombstone and then with her daughter picking up her medal from the king. See? I'm a softie. Shit like that. So yeah, any of those films, anything about the Special Operations Executive, and the TV series Secret Army? I think it was called Secret Army in the 80s. I'm a sucker for any of that stuff. And kind of on a related note, this one's a little bit silly, but one of my favourite songs in the last few years, it got a little bit of stick at the time because a lot of people misinterpreted it. A bloke called, I think, Omi or Oh My, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it, did a song called Cheerleader, which is quite upbeat, and it's all about a guy singing that he thinks he's found himself a cheerleader. And people assumed sexism. Oh, he's found himself a young lady who with pom-poms and rah-rah. But the video was a little bit that way, but the song wasn't really about that at all. The song was about a guy finding a woman who supports him, pushes him forward, builds his confidence, you know, cheerleading in that way, in an internal way within the relationship, building him up, telling him he can achieve more and he can do better. But he got a lot of stick because, hey, cheerleaders. So that's another one of those songs, and actually I do occasionally tear up at that one. The idea of a lady kind of building her man up and supporting him through hard times, and you know, a couple building a life together, doing it right. So there's me, big softie, tearing up at films and songs. Like I said, folks, a little bit of a wuss really, aren't I? Switch back to this week's page now. Okay, how are we doing for chat? Have I missed anything? It doesn't look like it. We're a quiet bunch again this week. Can I move that back a little bit? There we go. Don't like my head being too big on screen. That would be better, but you probably can't hear me that well. Okay. Okay, folks. This week I've got a new thing I just want to do, because there's been a couple of notable deaths the last couple of weeks of people that I'm not going to say influenced me or anything, but just larger than life characters that stand out from my childhood and early adulthood, I guess. So it wasn't this week, it was last week, but Carl Weathers, the actor, died. Apollo Creed in the Rocky series of films. Also, he's in the Predator movie, and a TV series, or a couple of TV series, Colony, that I loved. It's a sci-fi film where alien invasion, where aliens colonized Earth. And he was also in the Mandalorian, although I did give up on that one after series 2. Such is life. But a good actor, and larger than life characters that he played in those films and TV series. Kind of notable. He'll be missed. It's sad that he's passed. And the other one for us Brits, the radio DJ and kind of TV personality, I guess, Steve Wright, from BBC Radio 1 and Radio 2 in latter years. Big part of my teenage and early 20s. Big part. And ever present through, you know, until now, ever present through the rest of my life. As I've grown older, I switched from Radio 1 to Radio 2, and so did he. So, if you don't mind, folks, cheers to Steve Wright, and rest in peace. Likewise, Carl Weathers, rest in peace. These beers, folks, furnished by the money last week from Brendon, if you remember. Explicit instructions. Blow this money on alcohol. My friend Patrick Crow's Thunder. Don't think he's here yet, but he'll probably catch this on a replay. Sorry, Patrick. I haven't given up the grog yet. Tina girl, let's have a bit of quiet. Let's have some peace and quiet, sweetheart. Just check whether there's any more chat. Not yet. Tina, quiet. So yes, Steve Wright, MBE, member of the British Empire. Not that we have such a thing anymore, but the titles, the honorifics, still exist. Okay. What else can we say? Where are we now? A new section this week. Again, I might stick with this. I don't know. This might be occasional. I want to do a section of thank yous to people from the last week. I'm going to start, as I just did, with Brendon for the kind donation and the explicit instruction for alcohol. But I'm going to move on from there. Thank you, Brendon. Your money's all gone now. The alcohol that you paid for is no more. Well, after today. I want to make a huge mention, a huge shout out to a gentleman called Mick. I'm not going to give full names, just first names for this. But I got a staggering donation via PayPal this last week. If I say thanks a ton, mate, that'll give some people a clue. That was tremendous. I even clarified, just for anyone watching, I even clarified whether he'd accidentally put an extra zero on that. I thought maybe he meant to give one amount and had accidentally typed a different. It was such a tremendous donation, but he confirmed that it was his intention to give the amount he gave. So Mick, thank you very much. Other thanks this week. If you saw this morning's video, the one I released overnight or early this morning, Tina, I'm gonna get angry if you carry on, darling. Stop it. Lay down, good girl. Eventually. If you saw the video this morning, a lady called Louise, who I am led to believe lives quite close by, just up the road here. Didn't get an exact location, but a general direction. Close by, up there. Brought me a bag of food yesterday. And the story was that her fridge had broken down and she was awaiting a new one. And the breaking down of the fridge, the things she brought weren't particularly refrigeratorable. Is that a word? Refrigerable. The things didn't really look to have come from a fridge, but I think the fridge breaking down had triggered a reorganization of cupboards and things, and a sorting out, and a clear out, and a donation to yours truly, which I split with my compadre. I told you last week that there was a new guy in town, a new guy in the tramp camp in the field. So we shared our good fortune yesterday. That's that was Louise. And I just had another delivery, like literally the reason I was late with the TrampCast here. I was a couple of minutes late. The reason I was late was that my Ukrainian friends arrived first time in a little while, and brought me a big bag of or 2 bags, I think it was, of food. He said there's a few bananas in the bag, and when I look, there's a fucking plantation. Honestly, I've never seen so many bananas. I've been in supermarkets that have had fewer bananas. Yeah, phenomenal. Also a couple of loaves of bread and chickpeas and beans, and haven't had a chance yet to go through because I had to put it down and get here and get organised. So thank you to my Ukrainian friends. Big shout out. Big shout out. Okay, folks, this brings us, I think that's, oh, okay, one final mention. The couple that tried to send me the money the other week and I had to do the refund. I am sorry it didn't work out. I couldn't find a way forward. I just had to push the button and do the refund thing. And I know it's disconcerting, and I know you're not happy with me. But I couldn't find another way forward, folks. There are reasons. There are reasons, but I couldn't follow the other path that was asserted as an option. I could not. Okay, folks, let's make a proper start. We're 26 minutes in. Let's make a start. Themes for the week. The overarching themes are frustration. I'll list the themes and I'll tell you why afterwards. Memories, thoughtfulness, thinking back. Thankfulness. We just kind of covered the major topics there, but there are others. Positivity. Coming back to my friend Patrick Crows Thunder. If you haven't checked out his podcast, I meant to put a link in the description. I've written Patrick Crows Thunder, and I'm going to add the link to the specific podcast and to his channel. But I was in the chat on his podcast on Friday evening, our time, Friday noon, US Eastern time. But he gave me a bit of a kick up the backside, and something that I mentioned. He told me to kind of get on with, and kind of the adversity is the opportunity kind of thing. I'll come back to this because it fits in on, like I said, Friday and Saturday in particular. But thank you, Patrick, for the jolt, for the boost, the kick up the backside. Sometimes I need it. I settle into a pattern sometimes and accept things the way they are, and just don't push forward as much as maybe I should at times. So yeah, those are the themes. Let me tell you why. So the frustrations, I'll just give you the overview. Tina. My YouTube videos didn't really go anywhere this week. YouTube videos just I release them, they do well for the first 3 hours, maybe 4 hours, and then they just die on their backside and sit there and do nothing, stagnant for the rest of the week. And for a guy who likes to watch the graphs go up and down, see Patrick, my friend Patrick, he's got a YouTube channel, as I said, but he uses the graphs periodically just to see what's happening and check what's what. I'm a little bit more, what would be the word? ADHD would be overstating it. But I do like to watch their graphs going up, release a video and sit there for 6 or 8 hours just wanting to know it's going well, and if it's not, making changes, changing the title, changing the thumbnail. So me and YouTube haven't been getting along well this week. What else? What are my frustrations? Where are we? Oh, videos not coming together. I'm editing a few videos, and I'm some of them I'm a week or 10 days, or some of them perhaps a little bit more behind, and I'm just not getting them out the door quickly enough, folks. And then I've started pushing a couple of the recent ones out, which means that when the other ones, when the early ones come out, they're out of order, they're out of sync. But some of these quick ones, like Louise's food delivery yesterday, I got that out this morning. Well, actually it was ready last night, but there's a preferred time slot I have, so I set it up ready to just go automatically this morning. But it means that the one that's from kind of 10 days ago, the Thursday and Friday, I did a Thursday one about bad weather that's from like 10 days ago. And then the follow-up Friday is sitting waiting. But I need to summarize that Thursday one. I need to do like a 1 or 2 minute, here's what happened previously. Because, you know, when you do a continued next week kind of video, you got a recap for people who haven't seen. Or for people who have, just as a quick reminder. And it's just not coming together, folks. I'm not a video editor, and I'm only working on a phone. There's no laptop. There's no clever software. There's no shenanigans. It's me and a phone. And no disrespect to the ladies who bought me the phone. It's a basic phone. It's not got all the oomph. It's not got all the bells, all the whistles. Sorry, ladies. But you know, we bought. When someone's buying you a phone, you take what you're given. We're at the bottom end of the market. It's a tramp in a field, you know. We're not going for high production values. There's no external microphones. There's no what do you call the 3D stabilizer thing? That means that you can twist and turn and the camera stays steady. I haven't got any of the gizmos and gadgets, folks. It's just me and a phone. There's no editing suite, no powerful software, no laptop and AI and all of that shenanigans. It's just me and a phone. That's why everything's in 720p and not in super 4K or 8K high def super resolution. Spot the pores and the blackheads on my forehead. None of that. Fortunately. Okay. Other frustrations. My subscriber count. Guys, help. Trying to get to 500 so that we can unlock some new features on Google/YouTube. And I'm stuck on 425, I think. Which, it was 420, I think, when we left things last week. So from 420 to 425, it's less than one new subscriber a day. I need, realistically, to get up to 1,000 for some proper unlocking of features. One step at a time, I know, you know. But if you could tweet, push the button to share on YouTube, push the button to share on Facebook or wherever, I'd appreciate it. Likes and subscribes and all the rest of it, those are all good. But sharing, bringing more people here, if you could see your way to it, it would be appreciated. But it's a frustration for me because I like to see the graphs going up. Some days I'm on -1 and -2 subscribers because if someone signs up because of my superb cookery videos, and the next video they see some tramp in a field, you get me? I'm not everybody's cup of tea. And then my final frustrations. Fucking Lebara. My phone was up for renewal, or is up for renewal, midnight tonight. And obviously a chunk of my PayPal money goes in that direction. But they make it difficult for me. Between Lebara not accepting PayPal, and so I have to use my PayPal through a third party who then pay Lebara and put a fee on, and then PayPal take a fee. So I put 2 months through at once, and it cost me €5 more than the actual Lebara fee for the 2 months. And not only that, when I get to the PayPal screen, they try and make me add my credit card info. Do you see my difficulty? Let me remind you. Are you going to take my click? No, the phone's not going to take my click. Let me... No? Oh, well. I was going to show you the field. I'm a tramp. Let me do it this way. I'm a tramp living in a field. with a dog. If I had a bloody credit card. Remember, I lived here. I lived rough for 4 months without even a shelter over my head. And then it was another 3 or 4 months before I got a tent over my head. Thanks to you guys. If I had a bloody credit card to add to my PayPal account, I wouldn't be in a fucking field. And I've had this every time I've tried to renew, every time I try to top up my Lebara account. Something between this third-party provider and PayPal won't accept my preferred payment method as being my PayPal balance. Even when there's enough there in the account, add a credit card, add a bank account. It's always something that they're pushing for. Adding a bank account, here we go next. After I finally managed to get some payment to go through to Lebara, I got a little bit of an issue with my hard drive. The external hard drive that I plug into my computer and I transfer files across to free up space on the phone. There's a little issue with the file allocation table, and some software detects the drive as not being readable. I had an alternate piece of software that worked and that did find it readable, but it only had a 2-day trial license. And because I was stuck, I thought I would pay the €5 for the full license. Ideally, I would just plug this hard drive into a laptop, into a computer, and it would say, "Oh, a little bit of an error, let me correct that," and it would correct it. My phone says, "A little bit of an error, oh, let's reformat the hard drive," and you lose everything on it. Proceed? No, don't proceed. Not under any circumstances proceed. So I tried to buy this software, and it took me off to PayPal, and between PayPal and the Google Play Store, I went around about 10 times. I went around 10 to log in. Oh, do this, do that. Oh, add a bank account. No thanks. Frustrations, folks. These are the themes of the week. Here we are, almost on 40 minutes, still discussing the themes of the week, not the actual events. Okay, other themes. So frustration was one of the themes. Memories was a theme for the week. This is a biggie. And I let it slide by almost unnoticed, really. Two, count them. 2 anniversaries of sorts this past week. Yesterday, and I didn't realise until about 7 o'clock at night, yesterday marked 8 years since I arrived in Spain. The 17th of February, 2016. Did I just say 7 years? 8 years. Fuck. 8 years. 2016. It is, isn't it? That's 8. I had 7 in my head. Oh, I wrote 8. Did I say 8 originally? I don't know. Anyway, it's been 8 years I've been in Spain. That's a big anniversary. And of course, for the first 6 of them, 6.5 of them, things were kind of fine. Life was good. Money in the bank. Cash. 4 walls and a roof. Friends. Acquaintances. Whatever they were. Another anniversary this week. Semi-anniversary. 18 months a hobo. 18 months truly homeless. From when I got made actually homeless. Stitch. Tell me if I'm right. No, that was someone else. Sorry. That was a really long name. Sorry, apologies. I'm getting confused. Hello, NWO Slothbite. Apologies for the confusion. And I still haven't got any kind of touch to bring that back up. My phone is messing me about. It's a software issue. Comes and goes with updates. Okay, where was I, folks? 18 months ago, staying with a friend. And she finally had enough of me and said, out you go. And we walked down the steps and off into the wastelands of Torrevieja. That was this week, 18 months ago. I think that was Wednesday. Let me just check. That was Wednesday, the 14th. 17th of February was the anniversary of coming to Spain. The 14th of August, so 6 months and a year, 18 months ago, the anniversary or the month-versary. Is that a word? Month-versary? Don't know. I'm using it. I'm going with it. That's the 18-month anniversary of me becoming a hobo, a tramp, a vagrant, a down and out, as in the name of the channel. Delta Mike, down and out in Torrevieja. Okay. Another theme for the week. Thankfulness, we've already discussed. The donations, the food donations, the positivity of some of my friends and connections that I'm building, which touches again on positivity. And Patrick Crow's Thunder, I just want to give that guy a shout out. He's got 3 channels on YouTube, and as far as I can tell, they're all criminally undersubscribed. I'll put links in the description afterwards if you want to come back another time and look at the description. But it's Patrick Crow, Patrick with a CK on the end, Crows with an apostrophe S, because possessive, Thunder, Native American medicine man, and philosopher, and I say life coach, and he would probably slap me silly for saying life coach because of all that brings with it. And because of him being a martial arts expert that would knock 7 bells out of me. Violent Monk is another one of his channels. Patrick Crow's Thunder, Violent Monk, and forgive me, Patrick, the other one was something to do with families and bringing them together, and I can't remember the name. If you're here at any point in the chat, in the live stream, feel free to throw a description of your channel. You probably can't post a link, but I'll find it and add it to the description after the event. Okay, folks, we are on 43 minutes and we've not made a proper start on the week's events. Shall we? Hey, shall we do so? Shall we make a beginning? Shall we make a start? Okay, here we go. Let's do this. We begin, as we usually do, with the Sunday night following the last live stream. If you remember, if you were here for last week's live stream, most of it took place inside my tent. We started outside, but then it started raining, and we resumed inside. And Tina wouldn't sit still, if you remember. She was up and down like a bloody yo-yo. And so after a while, we had to come back outside and see whether she just needed some toileting, whether she just needed a little walkies. And she did nothing. There was nothing. She didn't want anything. She was just being annoying. So after the stream finishes, she just carried on being a nuisance. And I didn't know what to do with her. I tried walking her, nothing. 9:30. She just gets up and bolts it out of the tent, bursting through the safety pins that are holding the bedroom door, bursting through the actual door of the, literally, again, not through the doorway, but through the door of the tent with all its big holes and rips, which are somewhat bigger now after a week of events. And off she trots, and I can't work out why, and I have to chase after her. I walk her and she does what she needs to do. Steady, darling. She does what she needs to do, and eventually we come inside. She knocked the battery box over where my, you know, I'm waiting for 4 lights. 4 lights on my, I thought I'd got it the other day. I thought I'd hit 4 lights. the sun came up. It was on the panels, and I folded both panels down, face down, and put things over them so they were getting no light. I opened the battery box, and we were showing 4 lights. I went to get my phone, take a picture of 4 lights, and it went down to 3 while I was watching, before I got the camera on it. I think some sort of delayed reaction. It maybe only samples the battery power once a minute, once every 5 minutes, I don't know. And it was a false reading from when we'd had sun on the panels a few moments earlier. It went down to 3, but close, but no cigar. Tina girl, stop it. So there she was. She carried on being a nuisance, but eventually we went inside. She settled down, and I knew she was settled when I heard her snore. And that was just for the night. Me and my girl on the bed, cuddling, and Tina snoring gently beside me. It was nice because she was actually beside me, not down by my feet where she usually is. Although I think the reason for her not being down at my feet, I think some of the planks where I built my bed, I think the planks have moved and maybe one's fallen, and there's a real drop off at that bottom corner at the minute. She doesn't really like it down that end at the minute. I have to, when I eventually get around to emptying my tent, we'll come back to this because it hasn't happened yet. When I eventually get around to that, I want to move the mattresses off, and I want to kind of rebuild the bed, solidify the piles of bricks and the beams and the planks that form our nighttime rest area. Me and my doggie. Tina, what's wrong? Stop with your whimpering. Come here and have a cuddle. Come and have a cuddle. I'd show you to the nice peoples, but see whether we can. I can't. The button for reversing the camera isn't working. Can you see her? There she is. Look, here she is. Here's Tina. Say hello to the peoples again. And be a good girl. She just wants the attention. She wants to be an internet superstar, folks. We have to get Tina out there. I have a playlist. If you look in the description and hit more, find the name of the channel at the bottom and hit more and see more and more till it all expands. And somewhere down the bottom is a list of my playlists. One of them is Tina Takes Center Stage, and it's the videos where Tina is front and center. Tummy tickles and rolling about in the grass and some dog walks and things. Let's get Tina out there, make her a superstar. She'd like that. She'd probably get more followers than me. Followers, I don't know, subscribers, followers, I don't know. Fans, devotees. I don't know what you are. Apostles. No. Okay. So she finally relaxed and was snoring. And off to bed we go. Tina. Monday morning, folks. Monday morning. My new Oppo here, the new guy in the field, was around about the tent, and we came out and we had a coffee together, and took Tina for a walk. Sat and had coffee. Tina, shush. Hello. Tina, quiet. It's okay, it's nice peoples. Nice peoples, just saying hello. Oh, the things I have to cope with. Where are we? Okay, morning walkies, coffee, and we sat here for a little while chatting. We're still in this getting to know your face. New people. It was like the second week you'd been here, I think, was it? Or was it? I'm losing track of my time, folks. How long has he been here? I can't remember. Is it 1 week or 2? I don't know. Anyway, we sat and chatted and drank some coffee and just got to know each other. We're in that getting to know each other phase still. the rest of the day, I don't know. Sat down inside the tent and I played back TrampCast, the Sunday programme. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, I've said this a few times, I think, but it appears I like the sound of my own voice. The mistake I did make, I watched it before the chat replay was available. And so I didn't get to see all the messages, which means I need to watch it all back again. And at 2 hours a time, it's a big chunk of time to sit down and put to it. So what I'm going to do this week, I'm not going to play it back either tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. Not until Google has finished processing the video and done the chat replay, and then I can watch it. I don't think there's much in the way of chat going on, and you guys are quiet. Or the YouTube app is just letting me down and not showing me. And my phone isn't taking my clicks either, which is going to be a problem. That'll be a problem at the end of the video, not for now, except for when I want to check. Anyway, nothing much happened. I sat in the tent, watched TrampCast. I've got no other notes of what happened the rest of the day until 9 o'clock at night. So it must have been an exciting day, eh? I think I sat in the tent just watching videos. I've been watching Farscape, I think it was late 90s, early 2000s. I think it was Australian production, sci-fi program. I've been trying to watch that. Burn through my gigabytes because Lebara. Got my text this morning. This is a little bit of a hack back to a month ago, where they tell you, like they did this morning, you've got 65 gigabytes of unused data. Don't worry, anything you don't use will roll over. Lying bastards. Only 50 gigabytes rolls over. So do worry. Burn your data that you've got above 50 gigabytes. Burn through it, use it, download some shit, watch some videos, do something with it. Don't worry, it rolls over. No, it doesn't. Not all of it. I hate deceptive marketing and I hate lies. When you text me on the morning that my subscription, my payment, the morning of it expiring and needing another payment, if you text me that day wanting my money and you lie to me about what the terms and conditions are, I'm going to be fucking angry. Lebara, watch out, there's a video coming this week. And some tweets, probably. Because I don't like being lied to by companies. They'll weasel word their way out of it with legalese and if terms and conditions. Your terms and conditions weren't in the fucking text I got this morning, were they? That was a business communication and you lied. And relax. Companies, corporations. I'm a tramp in a field and I'm being robbed by multi-billion-dollar corporations. Onwards. 9 o'clock Monday night, as I was saying. It was bloody warm, as we would say up in Yorkshire. It was a warm evening. What time have I got here? 9 o'clock at night, 20 degrees Celsius. 20 degrees. Middle of February. 9 o'clock at night. What's that about? It was nice. But I was sat in my tent in a t-shirt. Jeans and a t-shirt. And it was too warm. It's been a while since I said that. Well, through the day, I guess it gets too warm. But nighttime, too warm. So that was Monday, really. Nothing really happened. I stayed in the tent most of the day. Came out for the necessaries, me and the dog. But no, not much happened. I managed to build up the battery a little bit. I wasn't on one light at the end of Monday on the battery box. But so off I go to bed Monday night, and there's a program or two Monday night that I like to catch from the other side of the pond. But no, I slept right through. Fell asleep early, slept right through, missed everything. I guess there are 3 possible programs that I might watch, starting at 2 in the morning, 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning at my time. No, slept right through, which is good and bad, because I like the entertainment. But off we go then into Tuesday. Okay, so Tuesday morning I'm on my computer and I'm thinking about these videos that I've got about the weather from, I can't remember if it's from the week before or the week before that. These videos that I'm behind with getting out about the bad weather. When it told us we were going to have bad heavy rain and, well, first it said there was going to be no rain, and then we got some and it was quite heavy. Then they said we were going to have lots of heavy rain, and then there was no rain, and or a little bit of rain. They kept saying the rain's going to end in 3 hours, and in 3 hours they said the rain's going to end in 3 hours, and in 3 hours it's going to end in 3 hours. And I haven't really somehow I've misplaced some footage. But I was looking through this, trying to piece together the Friday, and I found a load of clips about the Thursday. So in the end I put those together and strung them into something of a video. You guys didn't like it, apparently. Buggers haven't watched it. I'm looking at you. Yeah, you over there. I see you. You didn't watch my Thursday weather video. Get on it, dog on it. Camelot 331, who was trying to race at Daytona this weekend. But he didn't make the cut. His vehicle wasn't up to it. But he's going to try again in a couple of weeks at the next one. Talladega? I think so. 2 weeks? I think so. Camelot 331. Good bloke. Check out his channel. I borrow these guys' catchphrases because they work. Get on it, dog on it. Although last week I think I got tongue-tied and couldn't say it. That's me all over. But in the end, like I said, I discovered these clips, these Thursday clips, and put them together and put out that video eventually. I sat here again with my mate Joby. He calls himself Joby. It's a nickname. But and Joby's here as well. For anyone who remembers Trevor and Simon. Swing your pants. We don't do duvets. Them guys. Okay. Sorry if you're not British, you've got no idea what I'm on about. Or if you are British and not of the right age, you've got no idea what I'm on about. And I'm the wrong age. I was already an adult watching these kids programs. Yeah. So sat with my mate Joby, and we had a few coffees here. And I've talked before about the lady down the lane here with the long dark hair that I nickname Morticia. Don't tell her, because she'll never talk to me again. But she does look like Morticia from the Addams Family, in a nice way. You know, long dark hair, quite good looking. Yeah. She walked by and dropped off a loaf of bread, and that was nice. We split the loaf of bread. I think we sat here and just ate, just broke bread together. Again, getting to know each other, breaking bread. Oh, and I've skipped a bit. So Tuesday morning, I filmed the sunrise, and I messed it up right royally in 2 ways. So I stand in the camp here and I film hey, we're going to go and we're going to do this. We're going to go and film the sunrise. And for some reason I started off, get this, Hello, it's 7 in the morning. It's Saturday morning. And we're going to go and film the sunrise. Saturday? Bloody Tuesday. I didn't even realise until I tried to build the video and I'm watching it and I'm like, how do I correct that? What is that? It's Tuesday and I said it's Saturday. No explanation. I had no idea. Maybe I'd been watching something or reading something just before coming out of the tent. I don't know. But I just got my days entirely wrong. So the intro clip was unusable. So we dive in right with me and Tina about to turn the corner and go look at the sun. No intro. No context, just let's go and look at the sun. Terrible. Didn't do too bad for the first 3 or 4 hours. Died on its backside again. I don't know, folks. I'm having a bit of a... Me and YouTube aren't really getting on at the minute. Having a bit of a difficult time with them. I think they feel I'm not releasing enough videos. If I don't release a video for 2 days, my views in the last day or two drop really, really low, like down to almost nothing. And then when I release a video, they're thinking, oh, nobody watches this stuff, so they don't put it out there as much. I might have to start doing like a daily rant or something, just so there's something every day. That would probably impinge on politics and daily news and events, and that's not really what I want to do. I'm here to document me. It's all about me. My life, my struggles, my difficulties, and how the hell I'm going to get out of this quandary. Let's call it a quandary. I was going to use a worse word, but we'll stick with quandary or dilemma. My difficulties. Tina, girl. Dog's pulling. Lay down. Lay down. I said lay down. Please, lay down. Good girl. Yes, all the way down. No, she sat down. One word from me, folks. She does as she likes. So yeah, I threw a thumbnail together and released that video late on in the day. Actually, I have certain slots where I might release a video. It looks to be that releasing at somewhere between 9 and 11 in the morning seemed to be optimal. If I go much earlier, it doesn't perform well in those first few hours, which is a bad signal to YouTube. You end up with 3 hours with very few views. If I leave it after lunchtime, after 12 noon, the end of the day comes too soon and viewership drops off, in the evenings, and it hasn't had a big enough run. And when it comes to the second day, you didn't get enough on the first day for them to be promoting you. So I'm struggling a little bit to pick the ideal spot and experimenting with it, and sometimes you don't know. Did a video not work because of the time slot you released it, or was it just not a good video, or not an intriguing enough title or thumbnail? Maybe people just aren't interested in a guy living in a field. You guys are the exception. You're the oddballs. What are you doing here? What's wrong with you? It's Sunday. Haven't you got somewhere else to be? Okay. We're over an hour and we're only just on Tuesday morning, aren't we? Okay, Tuesday afternoon, me and my Oppo here, me and my new pal, we decided that on Wednesday we're going to go into Lebara, which sparks a furious chain of events. I start looking for more presentable shoes or boots to put on to go for the walk, because if you saw the ones I wear just around the camp, with my toes sticking through the shoe and with my toe sticking through the sock, so my big toe just sticking through the shoe and the sock, time to get better dig out some. I've got better. Don't worry, they were in the tent. They're there. My mate Damien brought me some kind of walking. They're trainers or trainer material, but they're in a walking boot kind of format. Shout out to Damien on the gratitude kind of thing. I was saying it before. So shoot. Also, Damien gave me about 18 pairs of socks once upon a time. I'll be damned if I can find them. I know exactly where they are. They're inside the tent in a carrier bag, in a shopping bag. I just can't find which shopping bag and what it's under. It's buried under things. So I found a different bag with a different pair of socks from somebody, and I had to go with those instead. This is why I need to empty the tent out and sort, not just empty it out and take it back in tidily, but bring it all out, sort through it, organise so I know what's where. Bring out summer clothes and start putting away winter clothes maybe. Putting away is a bit of a misnomer or a mischaracterization, but you get the idea. Making warmer clothes a bit more accessible and starting to put some of the winter ones at the bottom of the pile. I'm bunged up, folks. I feel either I've got a cold coming on. Tina, shush. Tina, shush. Tina, shush. Tina, shush. Either I've got a cold coming on, or it was suggested to me earlier I might have hay fever. That would surprise me because I've never had it before. Not something I've ever been prone to, that I know of, or that I've noticed. But I guess it's, the days are starting to get a bit longer, the sun's starting to get a bit higher in the sky and a bit brighter. Could be. It could be a cold. These sometimes warm nights, sometimes cold nights, possible the alternating is getting me. I don't know. So anyway, folks, so we're planning on going out on the Wednesday, and so I'm searching for clean t-shirts, and so I've got a bag of t-shirts that need washing. And whilst I've got 7 or 8 bottles of water here, if I start washing 8 t-shirts and possibly other things, maybe the jeans or one of these shirts or something, I'm not going to have much water left, am I? I've got to be careful. So I keep putting off doing my washing. What we might do, we might go down to the beach, down to the sea, and bring back some salt water and soak everything, soak clothes overnight in seawater. Then rinse them and just wash, a quick wash in less amount of clear water, normal water. Maybe it's been discussed as an option. Tina girl, you've been really annoying, darling. Oh, oh, here's a weird one. Here's a weird one for you. So nighttime draws in, and we're inside the tent, and we're inside, and there's voices outside. So it's just got dark. We're inside the tent on the bed, and there's voices outside saying hello or hola, hola. And I wonder what's happening. Tina's barking. I managed for once to grab her so she's not bursting the doors of the tent apart, and we come out under a controlled manner. Takes a while. Put shoes on, get off the bed, find my shoes, put my shoes on, open the door properly without the dog bursting it open and getting out and keeping the dog under control. Takes a while, but we get outside and there's 2 kids. Like, how do you put an age on kids? Somewhere between 9 and 12 as a guess. 10 or 11 would be my guess for the young lads. There's 2 young lads in the field here saying hello. Mighty strange, but okay. I ask, what's going on, and they're asking, like, do you live here? It's like, yeah, I live here, yeah. And they start asking a few questions, and why are you here, and how, and why, and I give them a potted history, My bank messed me about. I've got money in the bank, but I can't get my money. Blah blah. And then they asked, like, can we get the dog some food? And I said, oh no, that's very kind of you, but we've just been shopping and got an 18 kilogram bag of dog food. We're good. We've got dog food, for once. No, that's not right. We've had dog food. We were running low a week or two ago, but we replaced in time. Thank you, Karen. And then they said, well, okay, if not for the dog, what about you? Can we get you something? I've just been shopping. Karen's been recently and got me some stuff, and I just had donations, and you know, I'm okay. So I thank them very much, and thank them for the offer, but said we're okay for now. You know, for the next month or so, we're okay. But that was nice, but I'm not sure two young lads that age should be milling about strange men in a field after dark unaccompanied. Not safe for them, not that we're a threat, but just on a principle, on the idea of it. But also, it's not good for us if young lads start hanging about. Strange man in a field with young lads hanging about, the optics aren't right. Appreciate their offer though, but didn't take them up on it, and a little bit awkward, guys. Lubricating the throat. But if you are playing along at home, drink, unless you're Patrick. Okay, so that's Tuesday night. Kids in the tent. No sooner had those kids gone, Tina and me are outside. I pour her some water and remember that I haven't fed her yet. So I put her food out. She's halfway through eating her food. And across, there's a little bay here, I've shown you before. Across the other side of the bay, somebody lets off an entire battery of bloody fireworks. You know, you buy like a cardboard box with the little holes, and there's a firework in each hole. And you only light one end, you light one taper, and all the fireworks go off in sequence. My poor little doggie, she is terrified of fireworks. So here she is outside the tent, and she barges in. Through the door. Not the doorway, through the fucking door. Bang. She drags I'd love to show you, but I can't. I've got a picnic blanket, because my door's all broken from previous instances. I've got a picnic blanket hanging over the doorway to reduce the access of the wind, you know, just as a windbreak. And she rips through that, tears that down, tramples over it, into the bedroom, foot in a mouse, or triggers a mouse trap. I don't know if her foot was in it, but she knocks the mouse trap, and she goes and she's standing on. I've got a bag that I picked up in a bin, like a hot. I haven't done this video yet. I keep saying I'm going to do this video about the contents of this hold all, because I still haven't looked. I picked it up in a bin a year ago, looked then, and it was fantastic, and I haven't looked again since. Apart from, I went to kill a mouse once, and I missed, and I broke some ceramic that was inside the bag. I opened the bag to take those out. But there she is. This bag is on top of a drawer with a wooden cover, just a thin hardboard sheet over the top of the drawer. On top of the drawer is this bag, and on top of this bag is my dog, shaking and petrified and drooling and just shit scared, poor thing. And I've got to get her out of that corner, because she's knocked my clock over, she's knocked other things over. It's next to my kind of bedside table. I say bedside table, it's two plastic boxes on top of each other with a 2-inch slice of a tree trunk, 2-inch round of a tree. And then my things go on there, the phone stand and coins and whatever's in my pocket at night. But she's knocked crap over. She's perched on top of this bag, on top of this drawer, in the corner of the tent, having knocked 2 mouse traps out of the way and triggered one of them, knocked the other out of the way. Poor thing. Fireworks, folks. The Spanish love their fireworks. Any time of year, any time of day or night. Nobody seems to get in any trouble. There was one time, I kid you not, something akin to an organised fireworks display. Not just one of these volleys. There was one time that there was like a 15-minute volley of fireworks at 4 in the fucking morning. 4 in the morning. And she's, whenever we got this, she's usually, I manage to get her on the bed and cuddle her and calm her and relax her. If I'm lucky, I can get her head under the covers and she's just been inside that dark cave, has a calming effect. But if she's really frightened, she won't go in. She wants to be outside in case she has to run away. She's so frightened, she looks to be planning her escape. Oh, this nose. So anyway, folks, this was Tuesday night. Again, I've got programs Tuesday night that I like to watch at 2, 3 in the morning, but no, I slept right through. And the next morning, Wednesday morning, my Oppo here, the new guy, Joby, is here. We've agreed to leave 8:30, so get up 7:30 to leave at 8. Sorry, leave at 8. Get there for the market. Wednesday's market day in Lamata, so we're gonna go there. And he's at my door, and I'm not quite ready. I haven't got my boots on or put my t-shirt on yet. And sorry, I haven't put my shirt on. I had a t-shirt on. I was going to put a proper shirt on, and maybe take a jumper with me. It's quite chilly that early in the morning. But we decided just to go in our t-shirts or shirts, whatever we were in at the time. So off we trot. We leave here at just after 8, and off we go into Lamata. I haven't been for a while, because when it's warm, my dog doesn't like the long walk in the heat. And when it's wet and windy and cold, So we haven't really ventured that far for a while. But we did. Off we went this morning. And I was just going to show him Lamata. It's not much. It's a small town. For those of you that aren't in the area, it's a small town. In summer, it's quite busy. In winter, it's a little bit of a ghost town as soon as you get away from the seafront. You got the seafront and a few cafe bars and restaurants and things. There's a couple of separate stretches of promenade. And but as soon as you go back 1 block, it's deserted. Except for market day. And it was market day. So we go there anyway, and we're there for just at 9 o'clock. And Milado's trying to give up smoking. Unsuccessfully, and so he's looking for a tobacconist, which has moved from when I was last. I took him to the shop where it used to be, and now it's next block down. It's on the same road but further down, and so we go there, we sort that, and then we sit and just watch the sea and enjoy the morning sun. Can't afford to sit and have a coffee at a bar or anything. So there we are. We're just relaxing, watching things, and there's I think a cormorant. The thumbnail to this video has a bird, black, looks a bit like a big black heron or something, but with the wings drying in the breeze. I think a cormorant. Anyone who knows birds, you tell me if you know better. Tina girl, where are you going? Stop it. Doggy, doggy, dog. Anyway, so there we are. Now the market's setting up. As we arrived, the market was still setting up. The vans were still parked in the road. You couldn't really go and do anything. So we waited a while. But eventually we decided to kind of start making our way back. There was a lot of building works on the promenade at the far end. So there was a limit to where you could go and what you could do. And so we started to head back via the market. I gotta say, it was a little bit disappointing. It was a little bit disappointing, a little bit meagre, a little bit... Too many stalls with no prices on anything. Forcing you to ask, how much is this, how much is that, how much is the other? By which time you're kind of half committed, aren't you? If you start asking how much is a kilogram of apples or how much is a kilogram of bananas, they think they've got you already halfway towards a purchase. And some of them, crafty buggers, they have English price and Spanish price. Yeah? This is why there's no price labels on some of them. Spanish people walk up, blah, 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 blah. Okay, yeah, and it's one price. You or me walk up, it's not that price, it's a different price. Highly illegal, but they do it. And you could see, what you could see is that the stalls that did have a price, big labels, apples this much, oranges that much, in Spanish obviously, but they had far more people shopping there, milling about there, far more interest. Because people are going to be reluctant to start, how much is this, how much is that, how much is that? People don't want to do that. So when they do get a customer on those ones with no prices, they have to sting you for as much as possible, as much as they think they can get away with, to make up for the customers they didn't get because they put them all off by not having prices. It's a strange way of economics. It's a strange way to do business. But hey, I'm not running a market stall. It's not my it's not my place to say, is it? So yeah. So we walked through the market. Like I said, it's a little bit. There's a few things that we were kind of interested in the items, but the prices weren't. He's got a little bit of money still, for now. Interesting, some of the items. I was looking at things like baking trays. I haven't got like a Yorkshire pudding pan or a bun tray or a cake tin. Things that I might like to try and do. I just don't have the what's the word? Receptacles. The utensils, the proper items. I know a big Yorkshire pudding, but sometimes you want to do, the like a roasting pan, but with the 4 impressions, the 4 indents. And likewise a pound loaf tin, something like that. Haven't got, so can't do. So I was looking at things like that, but they were expensive for what they were, where they were priced. So we just walked on by, mainly. Pretty much just walked on by. So having set off from here at 8 o'clock, we were back here by 10:30, 11. A little bit disappointing, really. Kind of thought we were heading out for a big chunk of the day. But to be there and back in a couple of hours was not what we were expecting. Not what we were expecting at all. But the combination of the building works on the seafront there, limiting your access to areas, and just the meagre market. So yeah, we're back here. And this is when it strikes me. Wednesday. 18 months of tramp. 18 months of hobo. 18 months of down and out, a vagrant, indigent, homeless. I mentioned last week that it was upcoming, but I lost track of it somewhere in the week, so it kind of took me by surprise to suddenly realise, I think early afternoon. So I didn't make any kind of big on the anniversary. When it was the anniversary of it, I made a video and then did a day in the life video. This time I didn't. I kind of let it slide. There was a little bit of a tweet, and I might have pointed somebody at TrampCast 001, which for anyone new here, this is TrampCast 022. But TrampCast 001 has my backstory. Who am I? Why am I in Spain? What's my education background, my work history? Why am I in Spain? What happened? How do you end up homeless? What happened since you were homeless? Or since I was homeless? All of that is covered, probably in a slightly verbose manner, taking too long. I'm thinking about trying to do like a shrunk down potted history version. I'm not a video editor, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll just break it up question by question into topics and release them as separate chunks. I did something like that at the time, though, so those might be out there as excerpts already. Got to check back, guys. I've got to check back. But yeah, the 18-month thing kind of came, and I released a little tweet, and everybody ignored it. Nobody noticed it. Sod you all. You could have been telling the world all about this fantastic, eloquent and erudite tramp, hobo, indigent guy, homeless, down and out, whatever other words, vagrant. Did I mention vagrant again? I don't know. You could have been telling everyone about my erudity, my eruditeness, my eloquence. And you didn't. You just didn't do it, guys. Help a tramp out. Tell the fucking world. I'm stuck. Get Rishi to send the fucking SAS to come and extract me. We got an Englishman being held hostage in Spain. They won't let me go. My bank won't give me any money until I turn up in England, in my bank. Spain won't let me leave Spain to go to fucking England. Send the fucking SAS. Or the Royal Marines, or any of those guys. Paras, we'll do that. Paras, they're my guys. We'll do that. Look. I'm trapped in Spain. Help a guy out. If you can't send the army, or the Air Force, or the Navy, then at least share my videos. Watch my videos. Tell people. Give us a thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe. Help a guy out. Okay, where were we? Wednesday. Tweeting. TrampCast. Yeah. Okay. This was when I finalised the cookery video that I'd filmed on the Saturday in the wind. When the have you watched it? Has anyone counted how many times the barbecue got blown out? Every time I lifted the lid, it got blown out. I'd relight it, and before I put the lid back down again, it get blown out again. I edited most of that away, but so Wednesday afternoon, I was finalising this video and trying to get it just so, and come up with the right title and thumbnail. But I didn't release it that afternoon because videos released on an afternoon don't do well for me. So I think I set it to go the next day. I don't know what time. Probably not the right time because nothing's gone right. Me and YouTube are just not getting on this week. So Thursday morning, guys. I've edited this video Wednesday night and so off we go to beddy bows and wake up Thursday morning early. Tina wants to go for a walk early, 7 o'clock. The sun's not even up, 7 o'clock. But we're off for a walk. It's cloudy, it's horrible. It's actually cold. And it's not often I've been actually cold this winter. Last winter was a little bit more so. Last winter, typically, I would be wearing 5 layers on a night. But then I didn't have a shelter or a tent for huge chunks of it. So I was just living outside. But I would be wearing 5 layers. Short sleeve t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, thin jumper, thick jumper, and then a hoodie or a coat, jacket, whatever I had. Sometimes when it was really cold, I'd have the hoodie on and then my big survival coat over the top. 6 layers. Sometimes last winter. This winter, most nights I don't even bother with a jumper. It's t-shirt and this shirt. Sometimes a jumper if it gets a bit cool, but that's been it. Haven't slept in a coat. I actually thought to myself the other day, it was raining, was it 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever that was. In the middle of the rainstorm, I'm thinking, I actually don't know where my coats are. I used to have like a storm protocol. I would be in bed, literally in bed with my shoes or boots on, fully clothed, with a coat either on or under the covers in the bed with waterproof blankets, with the picnic blankets plastic side up on the top of the bed, in case it all goes to hell, all goes to, crap and goes bad. No? Okay, I just waved at someone and they just looked away right at that moment. That's better. Caught his eye that time. Some ignorant people see me and then look the other way and pretend that I wasn't there. They annoy me. But anyway, folks, where was I? Codes. Yeah, storm protocol. I've kind of become lazy. I've kind of become slack. I haven't been doing that. And I really should when it rains, because as I just found today, it hasn't rained in a few days now. But I had cause to put my hand down the side of the bed, or the back of the bed, between the bed and the back of the tent, and down to the floor. There's like an inch of water down there in places. The floor's got little ripples where the bricks have moved from my bed, pushes the plastic floor up and down. But there's proper real water down there. And I've got things dropping off the bed into that at times. But my tent's leaking, It's split end to end. It's got a tarp over the top. The tarp is now split almost end to end, and with a big hole right on the crest. The tent itself is falling apart and being ripped apart. Every time we have strong winds, we're taking on bigger and bigger. I showed you last week in the TrampCast 21, the new rip that's along this edge and down the back. I've taped that up, but it's not going to last, is it? Big chunk of the side of the tent's fallen off this week. We'll come to that because that's the next day, I think. That's Thursday. Kid walked his dog through camp and my dog didn't take too kindly. He just walked right through the fucking camp. My dog came barging out through the side of the tent. Not the doorway this time. Through the side of the tent. She kind of came through the doorway but ripped. I call her death and destruction for a reason, and people take offence and think I'm being nasty to my dog, and it's kind of jokey, but it kind of reflects reality as well. My tent is in tatters, and a large part of that has been Tina, especially around the base and the doorway. I love it a bit. I do get angry though. You would if someone ripped a big hole all along the length of the base of your home. Okay, where are we? I've gone off on tangents, haven't I, about water in the tent and storm protocol. I've been lazy. I don't even know where my jackets are. They're in a bag, somewhere in under other bags, maybe under boxes or on top of boxes. Somewhere in the shithole that I call my tent. I don't mean that offensively about the tent, I mean about the innards, me and my organisation. It starts organised, folks, but then you want something, you need something, and it's in a bag down there, so you have to move those bags, and then you get that bag, and then you put those bags back, and then this bag's not where it was, and it's half an hour after you've just finished reorganising, and now you don't know where anything is. That. Anyway. Thursday morning dog walk, cloudy, horrible, cold. After the dog walk, I actually released a cookery video. Starts well, and I'm watching my graphs for 2, 3, 4 hours. Quite pleased with myself. Hey, we're getting 10 hits an hour, 10 views an hour, every hour for the last 4 hours. That's great. Let's see if it carries on or even picks up a bit as more people see it. Just dead. Just dead. The graph literally stops, drops off a cliff, maybe 1 or 2 every couple of hours. 4 an hour, 10 an hour every hour for the first 4 hours, and then a cliff, and 1 or 2 for the rest of the day. So you dive in and you start changing keywords, and maybe you rework the title, and you start analysing this thing with the tools that do search engine optimization, give you a clue where you might tell you what you're ranking well for and what you're not ranking well for. Steady. Tina. Steady. Hey. Quiet now. Quiet. That's enough. That is enough. So off I go, tweaking, probably making things worse. And that's how being a YouTuber goes. But good news, the sun had come out. Bad news, because it'd been a cloudy start to the day and I'd not given a damn and I wasn't paying attention. I've left the panels pointing at where the sun comes up. And because the sun didn't kind of come up or didn't come out, I haven't adjusted them. So now the sun's out, but it's over there. And my panels are only producing, a fraction of the output they should be, maybe 50% for that next hour. But later, as the sun moves round and less direct, there's less and less face on with the sun, with the panels, lower and lower efficiency, lower and lower production of solar energy. So that happened. By the time I realised and came out and moved the panels, half an hour later the sun went in behind a big bank of cloud, and that was it for the day. Fuck. Needless to say, it didn't happen. We did not get 4 lights. Nope, we did not. Okay, that evening then, that night, I fell asleep early, like ridiculously early. 8 p.m. asleep. So this was Thursday night into Friday morning. Fell asleep at 8 while chatting with a friend. I fell asleep mid-conversation. Woke up at 12 for about 10 minutes. Straight back asleep. Woke up at 3 a.m. or 3:30, somewhere around there, for less than 15 minutes. And then I woke up at about 6:30 next morning. It's unprecedented. I don't get to sleep that much on a night, normally. It just doesn't happen. I mean, it was interrupted by just long enough to turn over, roll over, look at the time, roll over, make sure I've got the covers on and check that the dog's not too cold. Because she varies. She'll stay on top of the bed, she'll come out of the bed if I put her in. She'll come out, work her own way out, and sit on top of the bed. In the morning, 6 o'clock, say, if I roll the covers back and say, come on, get in, she's right there, in, head first under the covers to get warm. Leaves me cuddling the wrong end of the dog. Every time I'm cuddling the arse end of the BB stick. So here we go. We start the day. Sunny start. We go for our brief walk. Bump into matey boy here and sit and have a coffee. 2.5 hours later, the morning's passed. Cold coffee. I haven't been using the gas if I can avoid it. Just make it last. You never know, we might have a cold winter yet. You never know. So, one of my videos that I've released over the last few days starts to take off a little bit. And I start to get a little bit hopeful. And I'm watching my graphs. Didn't last long. It suddenly died again. So the rest of the day, I don't know, we don't really do anything. The wind starts to pick up. I wanted to empty the tent. I thought it might be a good opportunity to empty the tent this day, because it started nice and sunny, but the wind picked up and then clouds came over and it felt really changeable. And I thought, I don't want to spend, it's going to take me like an hour to bring things out of the bedroom. And then I'm going to spend an hour sorting through them. And then I'm going to spend, half an hour or so, like, removing the water from on the floor and sweeping the floor out and just generally making sure it's properly tidy. And then I'm going to need, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours to put everything back neat and tidy, and so I know where things are. So in the end, you're looking at, I don't know, you add all that up. I need to play the video back and add that up. I'm going to go with 5 or 6 hours. Certainly minimum of 4 hours I would need. And I can't be doing that in changeable weather. So it gets put off and put off. Things happen. We went to town that day, and then the other days weren't suitable. And then we looked like we had a suitable day, but then it looked changeable. Stuff keeps getting in the way, folks. It's been weeks now I've been wanting to empty this tent out, and I'm not getting to it for one reason or another. Sometimes just my own attitude. My mate Patrick's going to tell me off again. If you don't catch us live, Patrick, then in the comments afterwards. Yeah. Okay. So this leaves us now mid-afternoon on the Thursday. This is where this kid walks. Tina just started. We're inside the tent. I've got one of the safety pins on the doorway and the bottom zip on, and Tina just goes wild, like wild. Not just barking, hey, there's someone on the road, or hey, there's a car. Like, she's going wild. She's wanting to go out there and eat somebody. She's wanting, and so I'm wondering what's going on. So I'm like putting my shoes on. Okay, darling, calm down. We'll go look. We'll go see what. And I'm shouting out, if you're out there, she's coming to eat you. She's coming to get you. You don't know, maybe someone's stealing something or doing something they shouldn't. Who knows? So I make a silly shout of, she's coming to eat you. She's coming to get you. And when I poke my head out of the tent, there's a young lad just walking away with his German Shepherd. Pastor Alemania. So yeah, and I'm wondering what's going on. And he's walking up that way, but then he meets the little track, the road, and then he walks down the track. So I don't know if that's where I don't know if he walked up here, did a circle around and went back, or whether he was coming down, got level with the tent, and then went back when I shouted that Tina was going to come and eat somebody. I don't know what was going on, but it's unusual for someone to actually literally walk through the through the camp. They might walk across the field or around. If I'm out, occasionally someone walks down, to come to me, to bring me something. Or occasionally, very occasionally, someone's walked down through the camp and said, is it okay, can I carry on? And I'm like, yeah, of course, I don't own the field, I'm squatting here. But it's unusual for someone to just walk right up to the tent. To walk right up to the tent while we're in it and while we're here. And yet those little lads had done it a night or two earlier. So, I don't know. And stay tuned. Stay tuned, folks, because it's not the last instance of someone turning up here. Although, that one was the weirdest one. Oh, it was the same day, okay. So that was, like I said, that was mid-afternoon. Later afternoon, I'm sat here and I'm talking with Joby again. And a guy turns up with his 2 kids at the little alleyway, the little track where it comes out onto the little road. And he starts to speak, and it sounds French, but my French is really, it's worse than my Spanish probably. So he gets his phone out and starts to translate, but he translates it into Spanish, which didn't help. Eventually, we communicate the fact that I need English, and he explains there used to be through the gap here. Let me see what I can do. This I'll try because my phone's not accepting the touch. You see the gap through the trees there. There used to be. Oh, excuse hands. There used to be a caravan through there. And occasionally I'd see a guy turn up and park a car next to it. Never saw the guy get in the caravan, but he was around the caravan. And sometimes he was on a motorbike, not in the caravan, but around the caravan. So I kind of got used to him being there, but I don't really remember anything about him. But this guy who came to the camp, and he's got his 2 kids with him, he says, have you seen my caravan? Somebody's stolen my caravan. The fuck? So this is not a camper van, it's an actual, like a static caravan. I don't know whether it could be towed or not, I don't know, but it was a long caravan, fairly long. I guess it could have been a tourer, but I don't know. But I couldn't really help it. I had no information about when it went or where it went. Just that I'd seen somebody around there, sometimes with a car, sometimes with a bike, motorbike, but never in the caravan. So that happened, and that was the same day as the kid, apparently, according to my notes. So have I skipped today? Yeah? Where does Friday start? That's Thursday. Ah, you see. Okay. I'm on Friday. Okay. I got confused, folks. We're on Friday, are we? I think we are. I've been reading Friday for a while. I don't know whether I said I was on Friday or not, but I am. Can you tell I make this shit up as I go? Okay. So, Friday afternoon, after this French guy, after the kid with the Tina girl, stop whimpering. Friday afternoon, or Friday evening, 6 p.m. My mate Patrick's doing a live stream in America, noon his time, 6 p.m. our time. So I'm in the chat on his, chatting. As far as I can tell, unlike you guys, I'm not seeing any chats from you guys. Oh, suddenly. Oh, Jan. How many messages have I missed? Shit, loads. It never. Hold on, back to Carol. NWO Sloth Bite. I saw you arrived, didn't I? My mate Ismo's got a little message for me there, and then it's Jan. Oh, Jan, thank you, my friend. I shall be checking my PayPal account momentarily. Well, as soon as we finish here. I can't leave this app, but thank you. Thank you very much, my friend. I shall drink a toast to you next week. I'll drink a toast to you now. To my mate Jan there. And his PayPal donation. Incidentally, folks, in the description. Got to get the grift in, haven't we? Come on. Down in the description, where the title of this video, and the little word where it says more, I think, or see more. Expand that, and then there'll be more or see more. Expand that, and somewhere in there is a link to my PayPal. You can click that, make a donation if you've got a little extra cash, and if you're entertained at all, or if you just want to help out a guy who's struggling a little bit. Careful though. I did have this, okay? You've got to select friends or family because it's a donation. It's not a business transaction. I'm not sending you anything. I'm not doing anything in return for you other than saying hello and saying thank you. If you don't, then we have to start messing about with PayPal, telling them shipping numbers and pretending that we're shipping goods backwards. I have to give you a shipping number, then you have to tell PayPal the same shipping number and that it's arrived and meh. Friends or family or donation, however it's worded, you got to select that. Okay, folks, on with the grift. So my mate Patrick Crows Thunder. I'm in his live stream and you know he's talking like I am now, and I'm doing the tippy tappy typing, and we have a good laugh for 2 hours. I try not to interrupt him too much because he's got a script. He's got topics. Script's probably too strict a word, but he's got topics, discussion points he's wanting to hit. So I'm trying not to dominate too much, and I might have crossed the line a little bit, although he's polite and says not. But it's good. I'm going to put the link in the description, and maybe in the I'm going to do a fixed comment. The top comment will be a fixed comment by me afterwards. I'll maybe give a link there to his to his live. It's not live now, but to his live stream as was from Friday. Take a look around his channel, kick the tires, see whether it's of any interest to you. He's criminally under-subscribed. YouTube aren't putting him out there as much as I think they should, or as much as he thinks they should. You know, give him a look, see how it goes for you. So where are we? I take part in that. So that takes us to 8 o'clock Friday evening, and we've got an hour or two then before my main program of the week starts. Friday Night Tights. I've talked about it endlessly. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but it's my main entertainment on a Friday night. Biggest program for me of the weekend, really. So a quick walk of the dog, take care of all the necessaries, grab a bite to eat, sit down to watch this program, or lay down, because, you know, there's no way to sit in there except on the bed. Tina girl, you're going to take the table over, darling. Come back through. You go back round there if you want. Oh, okay, don't. She's given me so many injuries this week, guys. Bad back, bad knee, groin strain. What was the other one? There was something with my arm. She pulled my arm behind me and off and wrenched my shoulder and neck. That could have been a theme for the week, really, couldn't it? I've had so many injuries from her just this 1 week. Gotta be careful. I haven't got a doctor. Tina girl, you are becoming annoying, sweetheart. Okay, we've not got long to go now. We're on Friday Night Tights. I'm settling down to watch my program. I get half an hour in, fast asleep, guys. Fast asleep. My highlight of the week, I saw half an hour of it. There's like 9 guys chatting, or 9 people. There's women as well. They're allowed. There's these 9 people chatting away about various topics, latest films, TV, computer games, pop culture, whatever's happening in the news, whatever. I get half an hour in, they've not even finished introducing each other. And I'm asleep. And then I wake up in the middle of the closing credits. Fuck. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah. Crazy. Woke up for the closing credits. What's next? Okay. Another program. I turn over to a different channel on YouTube. A comic artist called Ethan Van Sciver. And I start watching him. 10 minutes in. Maybe quarter of an hour. Maybe half an hour at a push, I don't know. I fall asleep again. Now this guy's shows can go on for 6 hours. I woke up in time for the last hour. This is like my favourite night of the week for catching these shows. Well, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights are all great, but Friday night into Saturday is my biggie. It's my main one. I didn't even feel like I'd had a good sleep because I was annoyed at not watching my programs. So yeah, there's that. Saturday morning then, folks. Let's get Saturday and Sunday done, and then we're almost finished, aren't we? We're coming up on 2 hours. I've kept you for long enough. I know that you guys are up. It's a different audience. You're different people coming in and others leaving. What I asked earlier at the outset, if you could give me half an hour of your time. Don't jib out after 20 minutes or 15 minutes, if you could. I'm just trying to get my watch hours up, my watch time with YouTube. Just stick with me for a bit. Maybe come back and watch on the replay anything that you've missed. Come back and have another go. What I will do after the show is finished, tomorrow sometime, I will do the timestamp thing so that we get chapters, so that you can jump to different days and to different parts of the stream. Break it down so you're not just watching end to end. If you get bored with me on one point, you better jump to specific points and topics. Give me a day or so to get that done, and I'm going to start doing that for all the others from now on. But give me half an hour, folks, rather than just 20 minutes or 15 minutes. Bear with me. And if you haven't already, okay, I should be looking over here. I'm looking at me, not at the camera. I should look there. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell all your friends. Share it out there, as they say. If you are subscribed, do the bell thing so that you get notifications when I release a video or when I'm about to do a live stream. Okay, that's enough badgering. Tina, go. Tina, quiet. Quite quiet. So where are we? Saturday morning. Saturday morning. Okay, lovely sunny morning. Dog walk, obviously, and sat with Joby again, and we just sat here chatting, and a lady turns up at the tramp camp here, and this is the Louise that I mentioned in the video that I've released this morning. Saturday being yesterday, today being Sunday. So Louise, who apparently lives nearby, turns up with a bag of food. I made a quick video just documenting what was in the bag. And yeah, thank you, Louise, as I titled the video that I released. It's always nice when somebody has a bit to spare and brings it my way. Like I said, I've shared it with the other guy here. I had Louise's permission to do that when she saw that there's someone else here. So yeah, we got a nice donation of food as per that video. What I will do as well, guys, I'll add a bunch of links to the to this week's videos in the description afterwards. But you got the description underneath the video where it has the title of the video. You can click. I think you can click the actual title of the video, but it might just be the word more or see more off to the side. But that'll get you the description of the video. I will give links to make it easy for you. Or you can just click on my name, the channel name, Delta Mike Down and Out in Torrevieja. If you click that after the show, after the program, that'll take you to my channel and you'll be able to see videos and see the latest videos listed there. It's worth exploring. I've done a lot of videos. I think about 300. I gain on average about 1 subscriber per video. Some guys put out like 3 videos and 500 subscribers already. I'm a little bit more niche. Or just a little bit crapper, I don't know. One or the other. You tell me. Okay, we're sat here. Glorious day, Saturday. Like I said, the lady brought the food. I did the video. But then, it was clear sky. We watched this cloud come rolling in, like a bank of cloud, a sky full of, and it got over, blocked the sun, went past, and then just hung there, stopped moving. The entire skyline, just a line of cloud this side, clear sky on the horizon that way, and the sun is just behind the bloody cloud, just on the edge. So we waited a couple of hours, and obviously the sun moves around, doesn't it? We get to about 5:30, and the sun comes out again. So you got like an hour of sunshine. But because it's low in the sky, it's cool. There's a bit of wispy cloud over that way still, but then this bank of cloud goes back the other way, goes back whence it came, as they say. So the wind brought it this way, then the wind changed direction and just took it back out. So we had a cloudy afternoon, a cool evening, and then a cold night with clear sky. And most of this week is going to be 9 or 10 degrees, 10 degrees or lower on the evenings. So we've got that to look forward to. Now, in the evening, we went for a quick. What was that? Oh, someone walking past. We went for a walk and we went to Mercadona. Joey thought he might want something. I had a couple of things I wanted to get, and I wanted some baguettes and some stuff to put on the baguettes. I've run out of chorizo and I needed some squirty mayonnaise, squirty mayonnaise for my sandwiches at night. But off we trotted. But on the way back, well, no, it was funny. On the way there, we saw these two guys with a shopping cart, and they'd got these wooden, we couldn't quite make out what they were, these planks balanced across this shopping cart. And we thought they were just taking them away. But on the way home, we passed a bin, and these things were next to the bin. And when we look, there's a rubber, like a rubber mat. These things are like 8 foot long by 8 foot, almost 3 meters, 2.5 meters, let's say, for you metric folk. 2.5 meters long, about a centimeter thick rubber, like a foam rubber mat. And I don't know, I'm going to say 18 inches wide, half a meter wide. And on top of the rubber mat are these lats, these wooden lats about 1.5 centimeters deep. And what I thought was, when I've taken everything out of my tent, I can put these rubber mats on the floor, and I can stand all my belongings on these wooden lats. And any water from now on that gets into the tent, instead of my bags, my clothes and everything being sat in the damp and then waiting to dry out and maybe going a little bit mouldy or mildewy or something, everything will be up and off the ground a little bit. Only this much. Well, the height of the wood plus the height of the rubber mat. But I thought that might be a solution. It'll still just be bin bags full of clothes on the floor, but not quite on the floor, a little bit up off the floor. So that's what I'm aiming at. Once I get this done sometime this week, I promise, if the gods are with me, if the weather's with me, we'll get this done this week. Bring everything out, sort through it, rebag it, throw away anything that has gone mouldy or too mildewy, or anything that's just no use anymore. There won't be too much of that, but a clear out, a reorganise, a put away tidy, and put away up and off the ground a little bit, so that any water that does get in, any moisture that does ingress into the tent, won't be affecting my belongings anymore. That'll be good. You see, you got to be on the lookout, find things. I thought Milado here might have had it for the base of his tent, but he's got a big air mattress and he's already got some padding under that. So I offered it him, but he said not. But I thought I could make use of it in other ways. Got to be on the lookout, folks. You've got to adapt. Got to find things. Just having the idea. I've got a couple of saws if I need, because I said it's 8 foot long, 2.5 meters long. I might have to trim it. We'll see. But on the lookout, you've got to find things, find workarounds, find solutions to problems. So that wasn't too bad from a shopping trip. I was laden with shopping and with dogs. My mate carried it. See, you got to have an Oppo. You got to have. Batman needs his Robin. He's not going to like that. He's not going to like that. Okay. So, Saturday night, I got my shopping, I got my food, the dog's been walked, she's been fed. In we go. And I said last week, there was no big Clive Live last week. I struggled to not have one of the shows that I watch on a Saturday night. The guy's alternating with his public show and the show that he does for his Patreons, for his paying subscribers. He wanted to cut down on his work. So last week we missed out on him. This week he was there again. But last night we had Big Clive. So having gone 2 weeks without him, what happens? What's been happening all week when there's been a program on that I wanted to watch? Fast asleep. Can't have watched more than a quarter of an hour. I was chatting with a friend, typing away. Next thing you know, you've gone to bed, haven't you? You've fallen asleep. Yeah. fast asleep. Fast asleep. And then I woke up quite late. The guy who comes on after Big Clive, a guy called Scrufdog, single F. These are all worth looking up, people. Have a look at these people. Check them out. See whether they're for you. These two are technical guys, electrician. Big Clive has 1 million followers to his electronics channel, his main channel. These live streams are on his secondary channel, Big Clive Live. But bigclive.com, where dot is a word. It's all one word. Bigclive.com, all one word. Where dot is the 3 letters, D-O-T. He's got 1 million followers. Electrical genius. Really, I recommend him to everybody. If you're any way technical or technically minded, even if you're not, it's still fascinating to watch how he takes these things apart and reverse engineers the schematics and changes things. Swap out a capacitor here or something there and make it do something different. Fascinating. But the guy who comes on afterwards, Scrufdog, his trade is kind of a mechanic of sorts. He seems to specialise in forklift trucks and warehouse equipment, V&A trucks, very narrow aisle trucks, where the forks go sideways from the truck, and you go down an aisle and it's just wide enough for the truck, and then it goes up and the driver goes up with the forks, and the forks go across sideways into the racking to get the pallets out. But he repairs those things. He repairs all that and does videos and all that. But he just does a chat after on Saturday after Big Clive. Check it out. Might be for you, might not be. These are the places I hang out and have fun. I fell asleep during Big Clive. I woke up hours and hours later and was surprised that Scrufdog was still on. So I went into there, fell asleep. It's not been my week. It has not been my week, folks. When it comes to entertainment and watching YouTube, I've fallen asleep during everything. I'm surprised I haven't fallen asleep during this. Maybe you have. Maybe that's how it works this time. Maybe you're the ones falling asleep now. Okay, let's get this wrapped up. Saturday night into Sunday. Sunday morning, another program I like to watch, FlashCast. 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up for this one and fell asleep about half an hour in. It's not been my week. So Sunday gets off to what I've put down here as a groggy start. I slept lots, but when I didn't want... If you ever sleep when you're trying not to sleep, when you want to be awake to watch a program, it's not a good sleep. I did not have a good sleep. Wasn't enjoyable. I woke up kind of a bit gnarly, a bit annoyed. But I had things to achieve. I had to pay like I've said already, my phone bill, my phone expires tonight at midnight. So I had to get that. I had to somehow get some money across from PayPal to Lebara, and Lebara don't take PayPal. So I have 2 companies that I've used as intermediaries to help with this in the past. And usually one will reject me and the other will go through. And it takes half a dozen attempts, and it's a really frustrating couple of hours trying to make it happen. Trying to make these people take my money. Fucking annoying. But I had the usual kerfuffle. I've already mentioned about how when I get as far as PayPal start asking me to add a credit card. I'm a tramp in a field. There is no credit card. If I had a fucking credit card, I wouldn't be a tramp in a field. Eventually I find a way past this screen just by pulling down and forcing the app to reload. That screen goes away, and already checked behind it, already with the big tick mark behind it, is use your PayPal balance. Preferred option, always use. Then why make me jump through the fucking hurdles? They knew that was my preferred option. It's the only option. It's marked as always use. That's a technical term. Annoying. So, I got my Lebara paid. And what I do, folks, I have to pay 2 months at once. I don't have to. It's the only economical way to do things. Because there's a fee from this company sat in the middle. And then there's a fee from PayPal for doing the transaction. Tina, shush. So because I'm going to lose so much, if I only paid 1 month, the fees would be like half of... There'd be the month's phone bill. And then half as much again in fees. So I do 2 months. Occasionally I've done a third if I've had enough in PayPal. Oh, I've missed something somewhere here, haven't I? That's interesting. Wow. Apologies. This is a biggie. I'll finish this about the payment and the phone and everything, and then Saturday. I missed this on Saturday. Saturday morning, I get a notification about. We're on the topic of PayPal. I get a notification from PayPal about some money being received into my account. Mick, thank you so much. I know I said thank you at the start, but I'm going to add it here as well, because we're on the topic of PayPal. Folks, this guy, Mick, I'm not going to... No names beyond that, but he sent me such an amazing donation. So amazing that I thought we'd got an extra 0 on the end. I can't express enough my gratitude. I can't. Probably shouldn't even try. Such generosity, folks. Such generosity for a guy who's getting by, but up against it. I'm getting by, but only with your help. Well, and the people, some of the neighbours around me, you know, like Louise in the video earlier, and Morticia, the lady lives nearby, and Miguel, the gent who helped me with the water a couple of times recently. Mark and Jeff, who stopped by with the solar panels and the batteries and the charge controllers and water and all the help from everybody. But Mick, Jesus, mate. Like I say, folks, I thought I had to clarify and make sure that he'd not accidentally typed the wrong amount. I told him I was willing to refund and he'd go again if that is what had happened. Tina girl. It's okay. It's a nice lady from down the road. It's a nice young lady from down the road. Steady. It's okay. It's okay. Tina's okay. Daddy's okay. Tina's okay. Daddy's okay. Calm down. We're nearly finished now, darling. We're nearly finished. So yeah, folks, I had to clarify that the amount I received was the amount he intended, and fair play to him. He answered quickly and said, "Yeah, no, that was real. That was him trying to give me a leg up." So I appreciate that. I do appreciate that, Mick. Thank you, my new friend Mick. Everybody. And as we've just seen in the chat, my old friend Jan here, who's been in the chat a few times and has sent me a little bit of money over the months. Thank you, my friend. Thank you, everybody. Okay, back to Sunday morning. I'd paid Lebara. Next, my phone's getting full, and it's done this in the past. And one of you guys, a guy called Owen, like Owen but truncate the E sound, Welsh lad, EOGHAN. How you get Owen out of that? Wales, you know, what can I do? Can't rewrite their language for them. But he brought me an external hard drive once upon a time, and I've been using it and it's all been fine. And occasionally I get this little error where it says when I connect it to my phone and it says, oh, not detected properly, or something's wrong, need to format the hard drive. And usually just ignore it, disconnect, reconnect, goes away, and everything works fine. but recently not so much. Keeps prompting to want to reformat the hard drive, and warning obviously that formatting a hard drive deletes everything on it. I had a second piece of software that works, but recently became like a trial. You have to register and sign up, and you only get 2 days of usage. So I activated the trial and I confirmed that the drive still worked. And what I hoped was, when it worked and connected, it would correct the error, use the drive, and everything would be okay with the other software afterwards. Didn't work that way. It worked, it connected, my phone could transfer files and everything, but the other piece of software carried on not working, reporting an error with the hard drive. And now that the 2-day trial has expired, none of my software accesses the hard drive. I've got a full hard disk, a full phone that I need to move files away from, but no way to move them. In a bit of a bind. What I need is a laptop to no, no, don't. I know what you're thinking. No, that's not what I'm asking. What I need is 5 minutes usage of a laptop. Connect the hard drive. Windows computer will say, oh, noticed a little error with the file allocation table. Shall we correct it? And it'll correct it, and then it'll be usable again as normal without reformatting the bloody hard drive. That's all I need. 5 minutes to connect my hard drive to a computer. Laptop for portability, but I'm not asking for a laptop. Don't. I know you guys. I've seen you in action. Like the time that I just mentioned that my rucksack strap had broken, and as if by magic, a brand new rucksack appeared while I was out one day. That's not where we're at. Now, if you've got an old second-hand laptop that you're not using, no, I haven't got any way to charge one. Unless you've got a Jackery or an EcoFlow to go with it. My mate Karen's not here. She would be laughing at that. You got to look up EcoFlow. ECOFLOW. It's like a big battery that connects to proper big solar panels and gives you a proper plug even when you're in the middle of a field, so you can plug electronics in. If anyone's got one of those going spare, go on then. EcoFlow, if you're watching. You want to do a scripted video? We're losing the light, aren't we, folks? We're losing the light. I did bring a light. I haven't got my big light out here, but this might help. Too much? Too little? I can't read my notes, but we're about finished. So, I'm trying to use this software. I want to... How long have you been there? You've been there long, Karen. So, if anybody does have a Jackery or an EcoFlow, or if any of you guys are out there with your solar generators, I'll do you a deal. But this hard drive software, I decide that because my 2 days trial is over, I'll pay for the software. It's like €5. I know I'm being like blasé about your money. Oh, it's just €5. But it would get me out of a hole. It would get me the the software working, get me the hard drive working, let me transfer my files off my phone to the hard drive, and let me access the hard drive, get the files off there onto the phone, vice versa, I'll do all that. But so I decided to take the plunge. I'll push the button and make the payment. The Google Play Store, what do? We push the button, the app wants to do a payment, I've got money in PayPal, we're all good, yeah? The Google Play Store, the Android Play Store, goes to my PayPal account. Nice. Log in, do everything, up it pops. Add a credit card to your account. No thanks. And they want either a credit card or a bank. add one or other to the account. I'm like, no, I've got money in the PayPal account. That should be good enough. Let's do that. Wouldn't work. I went round. I got caught in a loop. Log in. No, don't log in. In the end, PayPal said, hey, suspicious activity. Change your password. So now I've had to change my password. And now whenever I go to log in, the apps and things that had my password saved so that make it easy to log in, they all fail the login, and I have to log in manually each time. But I went round and I spent about 2 hours trying to make this fucking payment work, and no. So then I went off on a magical mystery tour trying to download old versions of this app that used to work and that didn't have a trial version. It just worked. It had a trial, but you could just carry on using it indefinitely. You waited 10 seconds and the login screen kind of went away, and then you could use it. But I can't track down an old version that works, but that doesn't force a login. So that was this morning, folks. That was this morning. Messing about, trying to find a way forward with all this data that's stored on my phone to get it off, because I'm going to have difficulty making more videos. Because you've got the files on your phone, and then when you make a new video, you put them together and make the long video, you need that much disk space again. And I'm chronically low. I'm going to have to start deleting things. I need to plug this hard drive into somebody's computer to clear whatever this error is so it works again. Or find a way of purchasing this software. €5. I think it's 5. Might be $5.90 or $5.50 or something, but €5 or €6. But I don't know, folks. That was my Sunday morning all gone. I came out, had a little coffee with matey boy along the way here, and started preparing for TrampCast. I went into my tent with 4 hours to spare, and I got out here and made it. I was late getting here, really. I think I was 2 minutes late because my Ukrainian friends arrived. Yeah. So that's. Oh, I think the police are about to come, maybe. They pause. Oh no, they've gone past fast. Okay, because I'm shining a light on me. I'm sat in the middle of a field. I'm probably a spectacle, an item of interest. So that's all of my notes. So all I can talk about now is what's upcoming this next week. What's upcoming this next week? I can't see my own notes. Oh, okay. This is a matter arising from my chat when I was in Patrick's stream, when I was in the chat on Patrick's channel. He said like adversity is the opportunity, something like that. And I remembered about how I had plans to do some fishing a while back, but then something got in the way and it never happened. And he kind of gave me a bit of a kick up the backside, and I thought I would do it. And I'd got, if you remember, before I had this tent, I had a shelter, and I'd made an arch, 2 arches out of bent tree branches, long tree branches, stakes into the ground, a tree branch tied to the stake on either side, bent over in the middle, and tied in the middle to make an arch. And these branches were really flexible. We had a lot of wind, there was a lot of movement, a lot of things happened. But it's nearly a year ago that what was it? It was in May, I think. I took that shelter down and moved into the tent. But I thought these bent branches would make a nice kind of, a hobo fishing rod. Until I came out to inspect them. I came out and I thought, how flexible is it? And as soon as I went, how flexible, snapped in half. In the year that they've been lying there in the sun, drying out, and they've become brittle. I wondered whether it's just the one at first. I tried another and just the same. So I'm on the lookout for flexible branches that don't have too much crap coming off the sides and that are reasonably long but not too long. I can probably buy some fishing wire at the fishing line at the Chino Bazaar. Maybe I can make a hook out of a safety pin, or maybe I can buy something cheap across at the bazaar there. As well as that, though, there's the fish trap that I tried to build way back from an 8-litre water bottle. So I'm looking at what I can do with these, whether I can resurrect some of these old ideas and actually get on with it. Because my mate Patrick gave me a bit of a kick and said, adversity is the opportunity. I'm paraphrasing. Watch his live stream. It was interesting, and I will drop the link in the description, and I'll put it first link in the fixed comment after we're done here, as soon as I can find it. So that's on the cards for this week, as well as like this ongoing task of wanting to empty the tent, bring everything out, sort it out, reorganise it, put these mats and lats that I talked about earlier into my bedroom, and put my clothes, put all my belongings back in, slightly raised off the ground. It's all got to happen this week, folks, because I've been putting it off and putting it off. Partly I've been putting it off at times, at other times circumstances got in the way and put it off for me. What else we got? I got to clean the water out of the tent. Yeah, when I empty the tent and get everything out, there's water. I told you there's water under the bed there somewhere. I've got to get that out, because I store things on that corner of the bed. This book that I use for my notes, my main light inside the tent, a packet of biscuits. There's just bits of batteries for the lights and things. This head torch that I'm using to light me now, they're there, and if they fall into that water, they're going to be, well, it risks knackering them, doesn't it? So I got to take care of that. That's on the cards for this week. Weather-wise, it's going to be nice most of the week. Cooler nights this week than we've had. Certainly last Monday, when we had 20 degrees at 9 and 10 o'clock at night, we're not going to have that again. We're going to be down below 10, or 10 and below, 10, 9, 8. So it's going to be cooler nights. You've got to watch out for that. Like I said, I don't know whether this is a cold or whether this is hay fever, but I'm bunged up to hell right now, and have been since the start of this, since an hour or two before this live stream started. So I probably don't sound at my best. Sorry, folks. The back end of the week, Wednesday through to Friday, the wind's going to be building each day. On Friday, we've got listed at the minute 35 kilometres an hour. That's about the strength of wind we had that put a big rip in the tent the other week, last weekend. The more and more this tent gets ripped, the more vulnerable it becomes to bigger rips the next time. It's deteriorating, it's falling apart, it's not going to last forever. I'm trying to keep your donations, the larger ones especially, trying to hold them to one side to put towards the tent. I've been trying to do that all along, but sometimes life gets in the way, folks. Sometimes life gets in the way. Just my general living expenses, and like when I had the gas bottle a couple of months back, just the general buying food. I had to buy a bit of water a little while back because I was running so low on water here in camp. Buying water it's not that, it doesn't sound like a lot, €1 for 8 litres, but think about how many litres you go through in your house. Every time you flush the loo, you're probably losing 8 litres. That's €1 for me. Every time you wash a pan, when you brush your teeth in the morning, €1. If I wanted to wash my clothes, I'm going to need 3 or 4 of those bottles minimum. Maybe 6, 7 of those bottles if I've got 8 t-shirts to wash. I can't be paying €1 per bottle. So I'm trying, but these are all the things that are sent to challenge us, folks. These are the things sent to challenge us. These winds at the back end of this week are going to be an issue because the tent is becoming weaker and weaker. We lost a big panel out of the side this week. So we had the door where Tina's run through the door in the past, and where the door was ripped and torn anyway. I'm not blaming Tina entirely. There was already a lot of rips and a lot of damage in that panel in the doorway. But now a panel to the right of the door has broken off entirely. And then there's a big split going upwards from there that I've tried to tape up and stop from running. But it's... I think us getting in and out of the tent, moving the doorway, which is adjacent to it, which is alongside it, causes more friction and tension. So it's difficult, folks. It's difficult. But these... I think that's about it now. That we're excuse me. The only other plan I have, which I've been meaning to do now for months, when I say I've got this big hold all that came fully equipped. I found a bag in a bin back probably last January or February, and I thought, what a nice bag, and I went to pick it up and I couldn't. It was bloody heavy, so I had all my might to lift it out of the bin, and it was full. And I thought, I had a quick look. I thought maybe I'll just dump everything out of it and keep the bag. But when I looked in, there were plates and bowls and cutlery, and there was a big blanket. There was a book. There was just a lot of. I don't even remember everything. I haven't looked in it properly since then. I brought it back. I opened it once to take out some broken crockery where I'd tried killing a mouse and missed and smacked the bag and broke some bowls. I opened it and took the broken crockery, zipped it open, meant to come back to it. But I'm going to do a video of what's inside it, because you'll be discovering along with me, because I don't remember. There'll be stuff in there that I don't know whether water's got at this and damaged anything. Maybe this blanket's ruined. Maybe it's been sat there wet and moulding, and maybe the mice got in. I have no idea. But we will do that maybe this week. Should be this week. Maybe when I bring everything out and I'm doing that, maybe I'll find half an hour to spare to do that, because there might be some useful stuff that I'm missing out on that I'm not using because it's in a bag buried under things. Oh, in a bag with a dog sat on top of it when the fireworks went off the other night. I don't know, folks. But I think that wraps everything up. That wraps the week up. We're on 2.5 hours again, and nobody's chatting, I don't think, or at least I'm not seeing any chatting. Not since Karen announced her arrival and claimed to have been here for 2 hours. I don't believe a word of it, missus. Okay, folks, I'm going to let you go. Just a quick reminder, a quick thank you again to everybody, Mick especially, but to everybody who's brought things, helped out, done things this week. That Louise over the way there. That my Ukrainian friends who've arrived tonight. Those are not even 2 bags, and I've not even put them inside the tent yet. Like I said, one of those bags is just full of bananas. It's not it's a plantation. It's a carrier bag of bananas. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them all. But yeah, thank you everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you everyone for coming along. The moment I end this stream, it will go private. I will go straight in as quickly as I can and make it public again. Those of you that have joined halfway through can go back and try and watch it from the scratch if that's what you want. Jump in earlier. The rest of you can maybe wait until it's available tomorrow with chat replay. I'll add links into the description, as I said, into the pinned comments. I've got things to do there. So let me get on with that. And until next week, guys, thank you very much for being here. From Tina, you won't be able to see her, but from Tina and from me, Delta Mike, out.